Long days and pleasant nights, fellow travelers along the path of the beam. Guess where myself and my cohort in crime.
In the shot, you son of a bitch.
Yeah. Well, I'm moving it back. Let's get this.
Get your hand out of the fucking shot.
I'm trying to, man. So, guess what? We are going to see right now the Dark Tower movie. I'm trying to quell my my reservations, my apprehensions.
You
and
mean
so on
you're
and so
trying
forth.
to quan your qui or whatever the fuck the language is in that?
Something like that, but yeah. For the most part, with some variety reports that we've seen come out just this past week, apparently the film did not screen too well with test audiences, and
test audiences being who though? Test audiences being film critics. Test audiences being Dark Tower fans. No, it's faster to use McKellips than it is to go to Country Club. Yeah.
Okay. This man knows better than me. He is driving. Cecil Laird is driving, and I am his passenger here along the path of the beam.
That was Rob. What did Rob have to say? I'm wearing a shirt like yours tomorrow, Fuego.
Love it, Rob.
Sandra,
thank you so
what's
very much.
up?
Hola, Sandra.
Hey, wow, we have 11 people on. What's up, guys?
Fellow Arizona native. Yeah. So we are on the way to check out the Dark Tower film, and despite the awesomeness of the casting and everything, there is a lot of apprehension, as I mentioned earlier, about this film. The fact that it didn't screen well with press audiences
or pressed audiences.
Yeah, exactly.
The audiences that were being pressed upon by the walls or the ceilings. Those screenings don't go that well.
Yeah, never.
You don't want to torture your audience before you show them your movie or while you're showing them your movie.
Well, with only a 90-something minute movie, I mean, we are definitely wondering what we're going to be privy to here. So,
privy to? Make sure you check the comments as they pop up.
No, I'm trying to.
That's
Leave the baggage at the door, guys. I know, Rob. I am trying my damnedest.
I don't have any baggage. I'm excited about this film because I don't have any baggage. Here's what I was gonna say during our discussion, Fuego.
Yeah.
I have a
Cecil
feeling
can't wait for this movie, whereas I'm the one who's
really
like cautiously optimistic.
I think that this movie is going to be way more enjoyable for me than it is going to be for you because you have so much baggage regarding the Dark Tower. I've never read the books. I've only read the prequel comic books,
which are
the
fantastic.
first 5 series, which are great.
Yeah.
So they give me a sort of sense of the history of Roland Deschain. By the way,
yes,
we got shit from a viewer saying it's Deschain, not Deschain, and I fucking whipped out my Stephen King Fuego-informed cock and said, no, actually, Fuego just listened to an audiobook read by El Rey himself, Stephen King, and he said it is Deschain. So forgive me, random viewer, but it's Deschain from the
even
King
if it's
himself.
Even if it's an improper, all those Maine people, man, they actually call it Bangor. It's not Bangor, Maine. It's Bangor, according to this woman that I was talking to at the hotel recently.
The city in Maine is Bangor?
It's Bangor. That's what they all pronounce it as. They are weird in Maine, but weird in that good way because
you didn't come to Bangor. You came to Bangor.
Sandra's saying, "Watch out for flash floods." Well, you know what? It's actually pretty smooth sailing at the moment, Sandra.
There was sprinkling earlier today, Sandra, but there's not much by flash flood worries here.
Yeah.
Go ahead, show them the road so they can see a little bit of where we're.
There you go, guys.
We are
check it out.
It is 202 curving on to. Wait, is this the one? This isn't the 101.
Nope, you better switch spots, but no, it is monsoon season here in the month of August in Arizona, and so yeah, we are dealing with some interesting things, so to speak.
What are they saying? What are they saying?
Well, I couldn't look.
Nope, you can though. See, you just tap. Holy shit,
how about that?
Of the road. Oh, that's
to hell with the press.
Oh, fuck me, guys.
All right, hope it's good. Watch out for flash floods. Watching you guys in deployment, looking for the mirror. Okay,
what was that? Watching Murder?
Yeah, I was just kind of like cycling through it.
Yeah, go ahead, block the camera with your hand. Yeah,
not
wait, do this, Fuego. Woo!
Oh, much easier that way. Orientation is locked. Rotate device back.
Oh, it's locked. Go back. They're looking at us upside down now.
No, we don't want you to have to look at it.
Yeah, just hold it.
Yeah, there we go. Got it proper.
There you go.
So, a lot of people know that this has been a lengthy journey for me, but an even lengthier journey for, you know, the people who actually produced the film. And so I'm trying to go in with moderate expectations and not be a bastard and a hater about it, but that's the tough thing, man. Cecil is actually anticipating a good movie, whereas I am, you know...
I don't know that I'm anticipating a good movie. I'm anticipating a fun movie based on the trailers. Yeah, come on, show a little bit of me when I'm talking, son. What is going on here? What can't you figure out? Hold it like this. Behind the camera.
Jesus.
No, like this.
Yeah,
like
got it.
that. Okay.
Yeah,
whatever.
there we go.
Okay, perfect.
There
See?
we go.
Boom! No, here's what again, because I don't have the baggage of the actual books, I am excited to see an action movie starring... I love Matthew McConaughey. I've loved him for a long time, ever since... God, I don't know the first thing I loved him in, but A Time to Kill is one of my favorite things he's ever done.
Fantastic, dude. Dazed and Confused, too.
Now, I want you to imagine that she's white. Like, yeah, it's a great scene and A Time to Kill.
I get older, they stay the same age.
Okay, that's not what I... No, oh, that's two different, big time different movies. No, I love him. I love Idris Elba. My first exposure to Idris Elba was in The Wired. Oh, wait, The Wire, rather.
Yeah,
not
The Wire, the one in Baltimore, right?
The one in Baltimore, right? I've only seen the first 2.5 seasons.
He actually said the reason he wanted to do this series was because he wanted to do an action movie. Like, he'd never been an action hero
The stuff
before.
we've seen in the trailers are really awesome. With
Yeah. It's very hyper stylized, but
But did you really not expect that? Like, what did you think? It was going to be a good, the bad, and the ugly scenario? What were you expecting?
Well, Roland was basically envisioned
Roland
initially.
Deschain?
Roland Deschain was originally envisioned as kind of like a Clint Eastwood type. So that's what I was... Yeah, that's what I was...
So literally the good, the bad, and the ugly, but with what, fantasy elements? That's what you were expecting?
Basically a smorgasbord of sci-fi, Lord of the Rings, good, bad, and the ugly. It's so many things mushed together in this series. It's pretty insane. But...
By the way, this just occurs to me that I'm hoping this doesn't turn into a girl on Facebook situation where she's dancing and singing and gets in a car wreck. Knock on wood, please. Someone knock on wood for us, that we're gonna make it to this screening alive and well. But
I've been waiting years for this.
Here's the thing: are you more hoping it's Jake's story, or are you more hoping it's Idris Elba's story? Because the two different trailers, the two different main trailers that we've reacted to, one appeared to be the story of this kid going into this weird world and bringing a gunslinger back, whereas the second trailer seems to be all gunslinger in this weird world and no our world at all. Well, so, like, what is the thing? Click. There was the other ones too.
Okay.
Check. Oh boy.
Oh, what did I do?
Hold your finger. You just gotta hold it, and then you drag down. So go back and see what you missed, and check in on it. Shout them out.
Radimus Prime, what up, dude? Okay, pouring, blah, blah, blah. Thank you, Sandra. Appreciate that. No expectations will help. Hope it's great. I heard this movie is pure diarrhea. I'm so sorry, Jaime and Fuego. Well, thanks, Will.
Will
not
Rube
sure
says pure diarrhea?
Will Rube, yeah. Just saying knock, knock, so on. Okay, so we basically got to see all the comments really quickly. I am hoping that is not the case. I'm honest to God hoping that this is actually decent and serviceable, and that we can have future installments in this franchise where we can see Eddie, we can see Susanna, where there is room to grow and expound upon. That's my biggest worry, is that this is going to tank. It's going to bomb. They delayed it so many times this past year.
You think it's going to kill not only the film series, but the TV series that we're supposed to get now as well?
Exactly, because they basically said the TV series is not going to happen unless the film performs properly. And so, I know...
Do you know what the budget was for the film?
I think it was around $60 million. And,
only 60? Really?
Only 60. They did not throw a ton of money at this, and...
Well, but you got to double that for marketing purposes.
Exactly, always. And
so it's got to make 120 to make its money back.
Yeah. So I mean, it's tracking at around 20 to 25, which is not. not that good,
How
at
can
least
it be
in my
tracking
opinion.
for that?
That's what they're tracking it at. That's what they're anticipating. And yet there is not, like, August is the slow season of the summer. It's like the end. All the blockbusters have already come out. It's not like there's something which is gonna, like, totally dominate it, but who the hell knows?
It's
Maybe
the very beginning of August.
No. Yeah, nonetheless, there's no big marquee releases that we are still anticipating. I mean, everything, at least, you know,
Justice
as far
League?
as not till November.
Well, okay.
Yeah, but
it is in September.
It is September, yeah, and that's like that sweet spot where it's like in between the summer season and the, you know, Oscar season. So, I'm anticipating that this is gonna make double to triple what. Actually, no, excuse me. It is going to make double to triple what this
Dark
movie
Tower is
makes.
going to make.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly. Dark Tower has always been a niche thing for Stephen King fans. I still talk to so many Stephen King fans, and they're like, Dark Tower? No, I've never read it. It's like sci-fi, fantasy, western, horror. Like,
I think if it can make 150 million worldwide,
I think we will see the TV series.
We'll see the TV series, right?
Yeah, which is what I really, really want so much because, as I've stated many times, personally, for me, the tower stuff that included, you know, jumping back and forth to our world and whatnot, I did not like that anywhere near as much as the actual backstory where we had Wizard and Glass and went through the keyhole in the original story where it was basically mid-world and when Roland was a kid and all of the, you know, crazy, basically fantasy / western, which is really the best way you can describe that. So I thought those were awesome. Lots of the other stuff I was just kind of so about. So,
but then wouldn't they have to fuck up tremendously to have you not like it, or like
they would have to fuck up tremendously? But I do not like the casting of either of the two leads. That's still as
Idris Elba's amazing.
Idris Elba
it's just
is
the race thing that's catching you up.
Oh, of course it is. Yeah, that's what's destroying me. Yeah, the fact that he's
are you being sarcastic or no?
No, he's a blue-eyed honky, according to Susanna, and yet
is it really that much of a story point in the books?
In the second book, big time.
And you can't see any way around it.
No, I can. I mean, honestly, I'm just as much not a fan of the McConaughey casting.
Why?
Because he does not feel like Randall Flagg to me.
Who would?
Who would? You know,
Jason Isaacs.
Jason Isaacs. Honestly, he does not feel as much like it. I can't really say who the hell I would prefer in comparison.
What, is he too clean? I feel like he might be too clean, if nothing else.
Maybe too clean, but also just the twang. I mean, they don't have him speaking in a specific, you know, kind of like I don't know.
You think he should have an accent?
I do not think he should, and he's got that McConaughey twang. That's the problem.
Well,
yeah,
that's not an accent per se. That's just a delivery.
Yeah, it's totally an accent, man.
All right, go back. Let's see some of the comments.
All right. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna try my best, guys. Try my best for the car.
Like this. No, other way. Yep.
Yep. There you go. Yep, somebody donated. Daniel Barker, thank you, man. You are awesome, status dude. Just saying, knock on wood works. Okay. Well, we're trying.
Knock on wood works.
Do you think it'll connect to the new It movie? No, they've actually decreed that it is not going to tie in, but there's going to be some Easter egg references, and so there's like the whole Pennywise,
the ride or whatever it is that we saw.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Laughing my ass off. Are you reviewing tonight or tomorrow? We are reviewing tonight, Sandra.
Tonight. The embargo is up at 8 p.m. our time, so the movie isn't going to be over until 8:45. We will rush home. I will get it edited and put up without clips, you guys. Just so you know, I'm not going to fuck around with clips.
You're just going to hear us talk about this shit, man.
You're going to have us talk about it with the posters up, and that'll be about it. But it'll go up tonight. You should probably plan to see it by, I would say, 11 p.m. or 12 a.m. Pacific Standard Time tonight. You'll see it.
Well, we are almost there. We are slowly trudging our way.
Any other comments? What do we got?
Nope, we are still cycling through it. Green. It's the one that I haven't read, and I love his stuff. Oh, man. Gabriel, read The Dark Tower. I know it is an investment, and it's, you know, kind of a dedication, but those 8 books are fantastic.
And just so you know, Brittany did indeed try to read Dark Tower 1, and had a hard time getting into it and set it aside to try it again later, which is something that I've had a problem with.
Yeah, it is very wordy, man. The first one especially is extremely wordy.
But you got to get through it, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what they're basing the predominance of this on. Book 1 and Book 3,
Very
essentially.
bad connection.
I am not expecting this to be as good as we're all hoping. I have tempered my enthusiasm, mon frere. Mr. NDD Ovid 9. That's an interesting name. You know, I'm just hopeful that it's not trash. That's where I'm at this point. Love the casting of Flag in The Stand. Well, Sandra, there was actually rumors at this point that with McConaughey playing Flag, he might actually show up in this Josh Boone version of The Stand that he is adamantly trying to reboot sometime next year for the 30th anniversary, or excuse me, 40th
as a movie.
As a movie. Josh Boone is trying to do, and he's the guy who did The Fault in Our Stars. He's the one who was adapting both Revival and trying to do a reboot of The Stand.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Desert Ridge is Tatum, right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Get a lot of popcorn, guys. It's the greatest novel ever written.
No popcorn.
Can't
I'm on a diet, motherfucker.
Okay, it is definitely one of the greatest novels ever written. I don't know. There's a few others that I would contend with.
Which is better, it or Dark Tower? Oh shit!
You see, The Dark Tower is such a massive, just big story. Stephen King has even said that The Dark Tower is not multiple novels, it's just one big massive story. I would actually choose neither at the end of the day. I would choose The Stand. The Stand is my favorite Stephen King story.
Wow.
I love The Stand. It plays to my religious sensibilities.
If that adaptation comes out, you'd be more excited to see it than both it and The Dark Tower.
It looks really good, but yeah, I would.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's actually interesting to me. I thought Dark Tower above all else for you.
No, I mean, Dark Tower. No, that's right. Dark Tower was basically where I kind of joined the party because of the fact that it tied in so well. But, I mean, at the end of the day, man, The Stand and Pet Sematary are my 2 favorites. And, you know, it is 3rd, and Dark Tower is probably 4th, Salem's Lot 5th. But, yeah, I must say, my heart knows where it's at.
What are you worried about for this Dark Tower film that we're about to go see?
I am worried that for a 90-minute movie, they're going to try... 97-minute movie. That they're going to try to squeeze in so much exposition that is going to confuse people. Because, I mean, dude, if they're only doing like a hour and a half something movie, and especially for the uninitiated audience, they're going to be so confused about motivations, about backstory, about history, about stuff like that. That's what I am most concerned with, and that's actually what tested so poorly with screening audiences.
People didn't understand that.
They had no idea why Idris Elba hated Matthew McConaughey's character so much. They had no idea what, the nature of the tower and all of these different things. So,
well, would that bother you, or would that be okay with you if they just
it actually
got
might
right
be
to the action? Because
it might be okay with me,
things.
but I would just worry for the general audience and where we're hoping for this to be a successful, profitable series at this point, because they want to make more movies.
Right.
They do want to make more movies. We want to see Eddie and Susanna. You haven't met since you haven't read any of those later entries, but damn, I don't know. We will see how it all transpires.
Why did they go with Susanna and Susan? Because I always get confused between Susanna and Susan Delgado.
A lot of people do. So Susanna is the black lady who has sorry. Keep doing it. So Susanna is the paraplegic. She has no legs. After being pushed in front of a train, she is the wife eventually of Eddie Dean, who is the heroin addict that Roland scoops up in the second book. And so basically, drawing of the three is where, you know how you were telling me, you're like, oh shit, they actually go into our world?
Yeah.
Yeah, when we did the first trailer reaction, that is where you first go into, as they call it, Keystone Earth. So Keystone Earth is the one alternate timeline where things actually transpire constantly and there's no like weird shifts in time or anything like that. And so that's where you get Eddie, heroin addict from the early 80s. You've got Susanna, and she is a civil rights black woman with no legs because she was pushed in front of a train and lost her legs. And then eventually you end up pulling Jake back. And so that's what, presumably, I mean, Eddie and Susanna are fantastic characters that we would love to have, but in this first film, we are definitely just having...
Well, okay, so based on the trailers that we've seen, again, check your angle, make sure we're always good. Would you say that this is going to be a movie following Jake or a movie following Idris Elba?
I know you asked me that question earlier. You know, Jake is a very crucial person in the series, especially in books 1 and 3, because book 3 is he has died, and then they're basically trying to bring him back to Midworld. So, spoilers, if I could just, spoilers real quick. So, in the very first book, Roland basically encounters this kid at the way station, and...
What's the way station?
Way station is just like it's almost like a gas stop of sorts that is abandoned that he finds it. Yeah, or no, just like out in the desert.
Okay.
You know, that he's wandering through. And so as he encounters this kid, he was like, yeah, the man in black was just here, and you know, he went after you and so on. And but so long story short, he ends up taking him with him, and they go through this journey through the forest and the mountains and all this other stuff as they're heading towards the Western Sea. And then he is faced with a situation where he's like, should I save this kid or should I go after this guy that I've been pursuing? And Roland shows his true colors. He just lets this kid fall and die.
Jeez.
Yeah, in the book. He lets him fall and die, and the kid, as he's falling...
In the third book, I'm guessing.
No, in the first book.
Oh, really?
In the very first book. Yeah. Yeah, Roland is painted as a very
callous,
gray character.
Okay.
Yeah, very, very gray character in the first book. And so, yeah, as the kid is falling, he says there's other worlds than these, and that's what ends up...
the kid is literally dying when he tells him, hey, by the way, this isn't the only fucking world.
As he's falling down the chasm, you know, he's like, there are other worlds than these, and he just falls and dies and stuff. But yet he shows back up in, you know, this version of Earth, and that's where he ends up jumping back over and becoming a part of the quartet, which is kind of crazy.
Wait, Jake becomes a part of the quartet?
Jake does, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, basically the quartet is Jake, Eddie the heroin addict, and Susanna, which is the black woman with no legs that I mentioned.
Huh.
And then there's Oi.
Wait, how does she get around?
No, she's got, you know, various things. She hops on people's backs. She's got wheelchairs, all kinds of different things.
Hops on people. She's a modern day Yoda.
Yeah, they actually carry her around a little bit. So lo and behold, man, yeah, Jake basically dies in the first book, but yet by the time the third book comes around, he's dealing with this major confliction, just like Roland is, where it's almost like timeline separation, where he's freaking out because he remembers dying, but yet he's like, I'm still alive. Like, what is going on? And he's remembering all of the stuff that happened up until he died.
From the first book.
Exactly. Yeah, so there's like this freeze frame of just different twistiness and craziness, and that's what I'm assuming we are going to at least see a portion of here, although it's going to be a little bit different because of the fact that, well, shit, who the hell knows? Maybe they will actually imply that he has died before, and I don't know. We will not know until we actually properly watch this film, but...
Which we are about to do, y'all.
We are so close. We are pulling into the park in Lizzle here, y'all.
Trying to find a good spot.
Yeah,
checking the comments one more time before we sign off here. Scroll back up, see what we missed.
I almost feel the Dark Tower would have been better adapted on Netflix. Yeah. Better adapted, in my opinion, on any sort of television network, personally, man. But, yeah. What are you going to do? Don't stop, get it. All right. A 7 and 8 season.
Get it.
Too soon for Eddie and Susanna. I'm glad they're not in the movie. Okay, Crimson King Homeboy. I'm actually okay with that too, since, you know, King said this is more so an adaptation of the first film. It's lean, it's mean. That's why it's 90-something minutes. Cecil, do you have any last predictions or hopes?
I hope it's good. I am, again, I think no matter what, I feel like I'm going to walk out of this happier than Fuego is, just because I don't have the baggage going into it that he does. So it's going to be an interesting review, which again should be up in a matter of about 5 or 6 hours, you guys. I'm going to stay up late. I'm going to start work late tomorrow so I can get that shit up tonight. Fuego's gonna come back. We have a nice, beautiful steak dinner waiting for us when we get back.
Yeah, full treatment, man.
Yeah.
Boy, I hope The Dark Tower does good at the box office, because that means that more entries and maybe different directors and, you know, more success. But who the hell knows? I'm gonna give the phone back to the man who actually owns it.
Gonna go ahead and take a look here. Don't stop. Get it. Have fun. Long days and pleasant nights.
Yeah.
That is Crimson King. Yep. Wences Acosta. Wonder Fizz. Dark Tower, yeah, okay, we already said that. Joseph Severis. Let's see, Nate Seals. Going to do it up personally, but never regret. Okay, guys, well, yeah, we'll just call it there. Thank you all very much for joining us. We're going to go get in. We have about a half hour till showtime, and then we'll get our reviews up. I don't know, maybe we'll do a little live stream afterwards.
Yeah, I think we should.
Well, maybe a live stream review. Yeah. Should we do a live stream review, you guys, rather than a regular?
Hear our thoughts right away?
We might as well, since we're not going to fucking be able to put in clips anyway, so.
Yeah, because it's fucking Sony.
Ugh.
Yeah. Hate Sony.
Live stream it. Okay, Gabriel Flores, you're the first person that said live stream it, so sure, live stream it, says Beth. Okay, yeah, everyone's on board with the live stream.
Live stream.
Boom, we will live stream our review in the car on the way back from the movie, and that'll save us some time, and it'll be up. I won't need to edit it. It'll be awesome.
It'll save you tons of editing time.
Beautiful. I love it. I love this idea. So, get fucking swifty, Zachary. Absolutely. Thank you guys very much for watching this. We appreciate it. Until next time, I've been Cecil Laird.
Gracias, I've been Jaime and Fuego.
Long days and pleasant nights.
Damn Rizzle, I hope that we have been well met, and until the Wheel of Ka comes around once more for that review in just a little bit.
Remember, stay scared.